the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to 2K Sports. I'm here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight, it'll be the Dallas Mavericks up against the Orlando Magic. For the Magic, it's been a difficult part of the season. The first half of the season has not been kind to them, and unfortunately, with their play lately, they're not exactly giving off the vibe that they're ready to turn things around. And Kenny, we have lots to talk about. One thing coming up on the horizon, the trade deadline. Front offices have had time to evaluate rosters. What are your feelings about blockbuster in-season trades?
Huge deals are rare in the season. You know,
Huge deals.
Huge deals. You know, but typically they come in the offseason because teams have time to nurture and bring them together. But there have been some great trades in mid-season. So you can find new life right after the trade deadline, a la Clyde Drexler, the Houston Rockets, to get us our second championship.
Good point. New players would be slow to acclimate. But, I think at times you risk disrupting chemistry.
Sometimes worth the risk, and sometimes not.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like a nut, sometimes I don't.
Kevin Harlan, take it away.
A stunning view of the moon over our broadcast location tonight in Dallas, Texas. We've got basketball action at the American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas, the home of the Mavericks, live on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. David Aldridge is on our sideline. So for the Mavericks, their last game, a loss to the New York Knicks. And guys, the hometown fans not pleased with that dreadful performance. They saw their team get knocked out cold.
Yeah, in a game where offensively they were about as inconsistent as you're ever going to see them.
They needed to make a few runs, but it just never happened for them. And when you can't string things together, it's tough sledding. It's a tough way to go.
And before we get going, let's catch up with David Aldridge, who had a chance to talk with head coach Frank Vogel. David, what do you have to say?
Well, guys, he has an admiration for what he called the intelligent, efficient offense played by today's opponent. He told me that the thing about this team is that they are so good at identifying the weak spots in an opponent, and they come at you in multiple ways depending on where those weak spots are. He said, we've got to be ready for everything. It's a pretty tall order. Guys?
All right, thank you, David. Clark, assess the center position right now in the NBA. And I'm talking about elite centers and their place in the game.
Well, the center position has changed, Kevin. You don't have a lot of back-to-the-basket centers anymore. More of the big guys are stepping out and are more like stretch fours than traditional big guys. What you have in the center position now typically are rebounders and rim protectors. Not many dominant scorers on the low block.
And it's the Mavericks to start out. Nowitzki dishes to Smith.
Get there, get there.
There's a screen by Noel. Vucevic with the block. They get it back. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. A look at the Magic starting group. Ross is the 3 with Gordon at the 4. Fournier out there with Shelvin Mack. And it's Vucevic in at the center. And Evan Fournier out of France, an instinctive offensive player, Greg.
Yeah, favorite player growing up was Manu Ginobili, and you can see some similarities in their games. Fournier possesses long-range shooting, but also able to handle and put pressure on the D with the dribble.
And the first one drops. And Evan Fournier out of France. His father was a judo champion.
And, you know, Fournier is conscious of European players' reputation for being more finesse, soft, if you will. And I think he's done a nice job being aggressive and getting himself to the free throw line by playing a more physical game. I think at 6'7", he wants to dispel that reputation as being a finesse guy.
So he makes 1 of 2 as the second one misses.
And Orlando coach Frank Vogel, an assistant coach and advanced scout for about a decade, before his first head job with the Pacers, did a terrific job. He helped turn the Pacers into a powerhouse.
They get it back. Nobody near Barnes. Barnes with another miss. Now here's Matt, covered by Smith. Picked by Vucevic, feeds to Ross. He kicks to Fournier. 6 to shoot. Here's Gordon. Matthews with the rebound. And the Pacers made the playoffs 5 out of 6 seasons under Coach Vogel. A conference best 56 wins in 2014.
Yeah, and I was there during some of those wonderful runs. And for many, it was a surprise to see the Pacers look in a different direction. But it is the nature of the business for head coaches, and the former general manager, president with the Pacers, felt like it was just time for a change. So Frank Vogel's in Orlando, has some talented pieces, and now it's just about trying to make those pieces fit.
No, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
The Mavericks shooting their first free throws of the game right now.
And team free throw numbers really about as good as you could ask for, around 80% on the season.
Really, guys, it's just come together for them at the charity stripe this season. I mean, the confidence is there, and so too are the results.
The free throw drops for Smith. And the Magic benefiting from multiple first-round picks this summer. They needed the help.
Yeah, they did, and they need a big hit in the draft. I mean, they've lacked star talent, and we know this is a talent-driven league. Either you develop stars or you pull them into your fold. They've got to find some difference makers. There's no doubt about that.
Smith hits them both.
Boy, the speed and shooting Smith possesses is dangerous. I mean, a speedy point guard who continues to get better.
And Matt kicks to Vucevic. Sinks that one from the post. Dallas has gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Smith outside. Barnes against Ross. And they will get the basket here, folks, as they rule goaltending.
Just barely too late and catches it on the way down. He's already in the air there, committed, so can't fault him for going for the block.
Dallas on defense. Mack the pass to Vucevic. There's a screen. Here's Fournier, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
I think that just demonstrates how gifted Fournier is. I mean, at 6'7", he's really fast and gets to the rim quickly off the drive.
Now here's Noel. 17 points for him last game against New York.
And how about the job he did rebounding as well, guys? I mean, just a dominant performance on the glass.
Now Ross. Dirk Nowitzki missing from long range. Here's Gordon. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Well, you talk about the league's premier athletes, and Aaron Gordon has to be on your list. I mean, incredible dunks in the 2016 dunk contest, and his in-game dunks are ridiculous.
Free throw good from Gordon. And coming out of Arizona, Aaron Gordon seen as sort of a mini Blake Griffin. Not maybe as strong, but he's that kind of finisher.
Well, certainly can see some similarities and understand the comparison, but they are different players. But I think that Aaron Gordon can be better than Griffin defensively. He's got great mobility, tremendous bounce, and he's got the motor you like to see in a defensive player. If he can get his jump shot going, I think he'll be a star.
Now here is Smith. He's coming off a 13-point game against New York.
And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly.
And it's blocked by Gordon.
At the defensive end, Gordon is very accomplished. I mean, he gets off the ground quickly and is an excellent shot blocker as a result.
And Aaron Gordon, a natural power forward, he was asked to play at small forward last season alongside Serge Ibaka.
And Gordon was willing to try it, Kevin, to his credit, looking to expand his skill set. He's not a shooter right now, and however, with his leaping ability, I think it makes sense to perhaps keep him close to the rim.
The free throw drops for Gordon.
And, you know, I like that Gordon is a versatile guy who can play both forward spots. He's a terrific athlete who continues to improve.
And both free throws good for Gordon.
Well, you know, one thing you can be certain of with the Mavs, guys, is they're going to make the most of what they have. I think Rick Carlisle, who actually spent some time as the head coach of the Pistons and the Pacers, is one of the very best in pro sports. He's a master at putting his players in the optimal position for their success.
Noel, a screen on Vucevic. Vucevic with the block.
Hey, that expansive reach of Vucevic's really helps him on the defensive end. He uses that length to really bother the confidence of shooters.
Now here's Vucevic. He's coming off a 16-point game against Cleveland.
And equally impressive on the backboards. I thought his rebounding was huge.
We talk about the Mavs keeping some tricks up their sleeves. Their mastery of the zone defense crucial to their 2011 title.
Yeah, you know, zone defense, Kevin, much less common than man-to-man. Teams don't see it much over the course of a season. Part of the reason that if teams play it effectively, it can be a good tool. They knew if they got good at it, they could stymie unprepared opponents, and that's what they did. Just the way they did against LeBron in Miami in those finals back in 2011.
The Magic leading by 3. And Mack kicks to Fournier. Passes it to Ross. Over Barnes. And off the front iron, and in it goes.
Feasting on the leftovers, eating big time. Ross stepping inside the arc and making it happen.
Smith outside. That one doesn't go. Gordon with the defensive effort. Matthews against Fournier. Vucevic dishes to Mack. But he recovers it. Pass to Fournier. He feeds it to Gordon. Over Nowitzki. The Mavericks pull it in. Matthews has got 3 rebounds now in this one. And the call will be against Fournier. That's foul number 2 for him. The Magic making a switch here. Simmons is checked in. And here are the Mavericks now. It's a 5-point game. Smith the pass to Barnes. Now the feed to Noel. Back to Barnes. Nowitzki with the screen on Ross. 5 to shoot. Here's Barnes. Dallas no good that time either.
He's been terrible. Absolutely awful. I mean, can't get it going. His shot isn't there right now. He's got to help him some other ways.
And slam dunk by Vucevic.
And whenever Vucevic has the ball that deep in the paint, I mean, he's looking to throw it down.
So for the Magic, their last game a loss to Cleveland.
And that's one of those games where I just felt the attitude going in was wrong. I think they believed what was being said about them in the press, and that was a game that they just couldn't win.
I'm going to disagree with you here. I don't think it was about lacking confidence in themselves. I just think the talent difference between the teams was too much for them to overcome.
Now here's Ross following the miss by Wesley Matthews. Smith with some nice D.
Well, he mistimed it just a skosh. Don't think the defense really had an impact. I think he just flat out missed it.
Now here is Smith He's been playing a big part of their offensive scheme, averaging around 15.5 points a game. And Noel kicks to Matthews. Good. Barnes has got his second bucket of the night.
Boy, the quick release of Barnes is really something to behold, Kevin. A knockdown mid-range shooter who strokes it with confidence.
Here's Simmons. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Barnes dishes to Matthews. Smith outside, fires for three. Rebound by the Magic. Vucevic has got 4 rebounds now tonight. There's the dish to Gordon. And stolen by Nowitzki. Barnes against Ross. Barnes passes to Nowitzki. Here's Smith. No good. Great D that time from Vucevic.
It's just been a brutal outing for him. He still hasn't managed to make a shot, and the team is struggling because of it.
Gordon kicks to Mack. And it's Vucevic in the corner. Dishes it to Ross. Over Barnes. Kept alive. Goes back up. Vucevic. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's going to be on Nerlens Noel.
And over time, Vucevic has really developed a nice pump fake, and that often leads to him earning trips to the foul line.
And he makes the first.
Well, you know, as the NBA continues to change, Nikola Vucevic is an interesting case study. He's got the skill level for today's game, but the question is, does he have the mobility? He's not that quick of foot, and that's been problematic for him.
And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Mavericks. Orlando also making some changes. Spates checked in for Gordon. Isaac comes in for Terrence Ross. And DJ Augustine subbed in for Shelvin Mack.
Boy, you look at the wingspan of Vucevic, and it covers a lot of territory. Not many defenders catch up to his release. And his mere presence on defense is disruptive.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
Count it, good. And more than ever before, the NBA requires big men to cover a lot of ground. Vucevic looking to keep up.
Yeah, Vucevic, I think, is really a terrific rebounder and passer, and you can see all of his positives. He can score on the block and make the three-point shot. I think it's just a matter of him consistently tying all of that together.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
Well, I don't think there's any question about it. They came focused and ready to play. I mean, they're doing everything they can to put things in their favor. You earn that, and they're actually earning it well right now.
And here's Augustine following the three-pointer by Doug McDermott. That's a miss. He's made one and missed one. Curry dishes to Barea. Out to the right wing. Back to McDermott. Shot clock at 6. And Dallas again with the bucket.
You know, it wouldn't be a bad idea to put an extra body on him, get some help when he barrels his way in close. He's such a good finisher. He needs more than one guy to defend him.
Picked by Vucevic. Augustine passes to Vucevic. And Simmons kicks to Augustine. It's deflected.
Like seeing Powell flex his muscle on the defensive end. Really good at timing his jump to block the shots.
Barea kicks to Curry. Powell with the screen. Wide open look. Fresh 24 for the Mavericks. That evens the score.
Now that's how you pick up second chance points. Stay active and be ready as soon as the shot goes up.
Augustine against Barea. And there's a minute 45 left to play in the first. Augustine dishes to Vucevic, and here's Simmons for three. Mavericks with the rebound. This, of course, their first opportunity to play Orlando this season.
Yeah, faced off twice last season, and it was a split between the two teams.
Well, you know, both of these teams know and understand when they face off, it's a very winnable game for either one of them.
Pass to Barea. Second chance shot, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
J.J. Barea has speed to burn. I mean, he's shifty, he's quick, and because of that, he's extremely valuable as a decision maker and scorer. Great competitor.
Shooting two.
Now the free throw is good, now leading by one. I think it's been a long rebuild for the Magic, but they really feel they've got a plan in place.
Well, you've heard the front office talking that they're going to win at least one championship by the year 2030, and I got to say, that's an interesting quote, to say the least. I mean, I have heard of a 5-year plan, but a 13-year plan, I guess you'd call that building for the long term.
And J.J. Barea grew up a big fan of Allen Iverson. He's not the answer, Clark, but Barea certainly in that mold as a player 6 feet and under with a quickness who can break down the defense.
And he plays with an aggressiveness and an edge that's similar to what Iverson brought. Iverson was the #1 overall pick. Barea, Kevin, undrafted. Certainly he's exceeded expectations. He's got a great change of pace in his play, and he was really instrumental in Dallas's 2011 title run.
Mavericks leading by 4. Guarded by Spates. Kicks to McDermott. He dishes it to Curry. They set the pick. And good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim.
And that's what you give up when you don't fight over the screen.
Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I mean, not a lot of effort put forth on defense there. I mean, I think he's definitely got to play up on him more and off the screen in that situation.
The pass to Spates. They need this one. That shot off. And so it's Dallas with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. And they've done a phenomenal job down low. So many of their points coming right at the rim. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. And Dirk Nowitzki steadily climbing the all-time scoring rankings. He talked about the remarkable journey of his long and illustrious career.
When I first got here, you know, my first year was so tough that I didn't really know that I can make it in this league. You know, to be named with all these names is an unbelievable honor, and it's been a crazy ride.
Dirk has proven himself through the test of time. As tough as it may have been back in his rookie year, he overcame those obstacles to become this elite NBA player destined for the Hall of Fame.
And people do talk about players being a Dirk Nowitzki type. You're right about that. And that's a type any team would like to have. You know, one of the greatest power forwards in the NBA's history.
And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Mavericks?
I tell you what, that first quarter, you can see the game plan is a commitment to offensive rebounding.
And you know what, Greg? It looks like they have an advantage there. I mean, I liked how they've made an effort, really a concentrated effort, to hit that glass.
Seth Curry is out there with J.J. Barea. Then it's McDermott. Then there's Dwight Powell. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas. Here are the Magic now. Trailing here by 8. Cans it from downtown.
Really easy to appreciate Isaac, Kevin. I mean, a solid teammate who's always ready to share the sugar.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, Rick Carlisle is one of the most respected head coaches in the league, especially for his X's and O's. But Bucks coach Jason Kidd, who played for Carlisle, praised his disposition. He's never up and never down, Kidd said. There's no panic in it. He gives you that sense of security to go out there and make a play. Kevin?
Gotta love Coach Carlisle, D.A., an even-keel guy who places a lot of trust in his players. And there's the foul. It's on Aaron Aflalo. That's his first foul.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
Yeah, it looked like it. I mean, he kind of slid underneath as he got to the spot, too.
Back to Curry. They set the screen. McDermott kicks to Powell. Feeds to Barea. Clock at 4. Trying his luck deep. And the bucket counts. 3-point chance here.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
The Mavericks have looked good at the line tonight. They're perfect in 4 attempts. Max checked in for Augustine.
One shot.
And Clark, when you look around the league today, is there a player that you watched and think, hey, yeah, that reminds me of how I used to play?
There are a number of guys that come to mind a little bit. Tobias Harris is an outstanding player, terrific young player and young man. Has a game similar to mine in that he's really versatile, does a lot of things well, not super flashy, but very productive. He comes to mind right off the top of my head currently.
Now here's Curry. There's the triple. That one's a miss. His third shot of the game. He's made one of them. The Magic trail by 8. Passes to Fournier. Shoots over Curry. Once again off the mark, Orlando.
That's good offense. The shot didn't go down, but they'll live with that.
He kicks it to Barea. And here's McDermott. He has 7. Powell with the screen. McDermott with it. Now guarded by Aflalo. Nice shot by McDermott.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
And it'll be Orlando with their first time out of the game right here.
Yeah, you know, some of it's shot selection, some just bad luck, and they just can't get anything going.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, they've been a bit unlucky. Some of it is poor shot selection, in a slump, no doubt. But it can be turned around. They just need to find ways to score the ball.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Nerlens Noel checks in for Dwight Powell. Barnes comes in for McDermott. Matthews, he's checked in for Seth Curry. And Smith subbed in for J.J. Barea. Dallas leading by 8. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play. Aflalo against Barnes. Over Aflalo. They get the rebound. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. And the Mavericks lead by 10.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, Greg, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it, gritty and rough, but that's how you win games.
Here's Smith following the score by Aaron Gordon. That one goes. Count it. Smith's got the lead up to 10 now for the Mavs.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
Now here's Spates. Looking for his first basket still in this one. Here's Aflalo. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And here we can check out the breakdown of rebounds tonight between the front court and the back court for the Magic.
Their bigs are getting most of these misses, and nothing out of the ordinary there. But that's not enough. They're going to need to do more if they want to make a big run here and get back in the game.
And that one falls for Aaron Aflalo. And Dirk Nowitzki last season passing 30,000 points for his career. As Clark enters his 40s, how much longer do you think he can keep it up?
Well, I don't know. He probably want to play until he's 50. And if he was able to, the Mavericks would certainly have a spot for him. But I think, 40, 41, that's a pretty high bar for NBA players. But if anybody could do it, Dirk might hang around that long. He's a steady hand at the free throw line, showing tremendous confidence in this one.
Here's Nowitzki. No good on that one. And Orlando the other way now. Next up for them, the Bucks in Milwaukee. That matchup falls in the middle game of this 3-game trip. They set the pick. Here's Spates. And count it. And a chance for one more at the free throw line.
How about the concentration? He gets hit but stays with the play and gets the finish.
Innovation and improvisation right there, Greg. Finding a way to get that shot to fall after taking the contact.
And getting to the line and hitting your free throws, a good way to get back into the game. It stops the clock and extends the game and allows you the opportunity to set your defense. They've been perfect from the line so far here in the second quarter.
The Magic trail by 5. Aflalo the pass to Fournier. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Fournier's got 5 now.
And hey, Fournier is not just an outside shooter. I mean, he can also get busy near the basket thanks to that quick release.
To the inside and stolen by Spates. Aflalo dishes to Fournier. And the rejection by Noel. Smith right side. It's Noel, high post. Outside Matthews. Nowitzki for 3. Gordon with the defensive effort.
Well, you see the struggles he's having getting anything to go.
Yeah, I'm sure he's frustrated, Greg, because nothing is falling right now. But he's going to keep chipping away at it, and that's the attitude. Stay with it.
Now Mack. Dirk Nowitzki missing from long range. Just 5 to shoot, and Mack kicks to Gordon. Good, and the nice assist from Mack. And it's now only a 1-point Maverick lead.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Matthews passes to Noel. And Matthews kicks to Smith. Nowitzki a screen. Smith dishes to Nowitzki. Nowitzki can't get that one to fall.
It's almost as if there's a lid on the hoop for him right now. He still hasn't gotten one to fall in the quarter.
And it's sent back by Nowitzki.
Love how Nowitzki uses his long arms there on defense. Solid at coming up with blocks.
And Matthews kicks to Nowitzki. Back to Matthews. Nowitzki a screen. Pass to Smith. Trying to get back on track. And it's sent back by Spates. And here we go with the Magic fast break. And the slam dunk by Spates. Guys, no one team gaining control early on.
Yeah, and you look at the lead changes, 6 already.
And so it's Dallas with it. They trail by 1. Matthews passes to Noel. And sticking right with it, gets the foul with the bucket, and he'll go to the line.
Impressive strength on display by Noel, and that allows him to get a number of and-one opportunities. He powers through contact and is able to score even when fouled.
Now let's take a moment to get your guys' take on the scoring so far for the Mavericks.
Well, they've come out of that locker room with a hot hand. Those jumpers have been falling for them.
And also, it's been a positive to watch that they've attacked the paint offensively as well. It's really been about the balance that they've shown.
On the free throw, no good.
And for the Magic, it's really been a musical chairs with their coaches. A lot of churning on the roster, but the pieces still have yet to gel. And honestly, it's been a mess.
Smith drawn the double team. So it's the Mavericks now. Nowitzki dishes to Barnes. There's a screen by Noel. Smith kicks to Barnes. Shoots. Not enough on that one as it misses. And if you're running the Magic, Greg, what's the roadmap to contention?
Well, first and foremost, it's always going to have to start through the draft. I mean, you've got to be able to get core pieces there. And then you want to continue to add perimeter shooting and focus on developing your young talent based on the way the game is played today.
DJ Augustine's checked in for the Magic. Smith inside, guarded by Augustine. Nice shot by Smith. Smith's got 6 points.
Yeah, Smith makes you pay when he gets inside. Despite not being that big, he's got a lot of game in the paint.
Gordon with a screen on Smith. The feed now to Vucevic. Now the dish to Ross. Shot from the low block. And it's sent back by Nowitzki.
Yeah, he's costing them right now, sabotaging them a little bit. He's got to find his shot if they want to win this game.
There's a screen by Noel. Nowitzki outside. Back to Smith. Noel, a screen on Augustine. Smith, and he connects on the jumper. The screen did the trick. And now a 5-point Maverick lead. Augustine against Smith. Augustine passes to Gordon. Nowitzki with the steal. Smith left side. Barnes dishes to Matthews. Nowitzki a screen. Three-pointer. Bangs home the trifecta. And the Mavericks lead by 8.
You know, we know, Kevin, that Nowitzki is a phenomenal catch-and-shoot guy. Does a fabulous job measuring up these shots.
Now here's Gordon. 14 points from him the last game against Cleveland. And the rejection by Noel.
This is definitely a day he'd like to forget. He just hasn't had the energy or the intensity to get it done out there. He's still scoreless.
Now here is Smith. 8 points for him. Clock at 6. Here's Barnes. They get it back, and it's blocked.
Great play by Ross. I mean, using that bouncing ability at the defensive end, love it.
That one goes in.
Great job getting to the right spot on the court. Beautiful passing all the way around.
And Dallas calls their first time out of the game. You always say it, Clark, so much of the game is played inside your mind, between the ears, in your head. Which players jump out to you as being some of the smartest players on the floor?
Kevin, there are so many guys that fall into that category. LeBron James is at the top of the list for me because of how he impacts the game in so many ways at both ends of the floor, and his size and athleticism make him unique. Chris Paul, another guy who has great awareness on the court.
And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Powell, he's checked in for Nerlens Noel. Doug McDermott comes in for Harrison Barnes. Curry's checked in for Wesley Matthews. And Barea subbed in for Smith. And a switcher also for Orlando. Isaac's checked in.
And usually teams go on runs and it comes from a lot of layups and dunks, but not now.
Back to Augustine. Here's Isaac. Last game he had 12. And Augustine kicks to Vucevic. Mavericks with the rebound. Powell's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Now here's McDermott. He's guarded by Ross. Now Barea. He's coming off a 13-point game against New York. And Nowitzki wide open. He fires. It's good. Great play set up by Barea. Barea's got his 4th assist in this one. Augustine with it. Now defended by McDermott. Over to the left wing. They get the rebound. And Vucevic kicks to Simmons. Another shot. Gets that one to fall after missing his first 2. 1 for 3 from the field.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now. especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Magic will take it. And let's quickly go to our rookie leaderboard to find out which rookies have blocked the most shots this season. You look at Isaac, 5th in the league and patrolling the paint.
And that ability to send shots away at the rim, so highly valued, it takes guts to put yourself in harm's way and contest those finishers.
Boy, he does such a good job of positioning himself, so you have a hard time getting shots over him. One of the best of all rookies denying the rim.
And they continue to control the glass.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team, and that's why they're ahead.
Now here's Curry. He gives the team some steady offense, a bit under 10 points a game. Nowitzki kicks to Powell. And a miss there on the triple. Augustine with it. Pass to Isaac. They set the pick. Dishes to Vucevic. Right through the D for the layup. Vucevic has got 8.
Even with the defense right on top of him, I mean, Vucevic maintains a nice soft touch on these inside shots, and the concentration is not to be overlooked either.
And so it's the Dallas Mavericks heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. A good size advantage, and they'll look to increase it. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Frank Vogel. Coach, your team is down at the half. What has to change?
Well, it's still early in the game. Okay, we're a little bit out of sync offensively. We just got to get into a rhythm.
Good passes lead to good offense. Thanks, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, David. And we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after this break.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
We so hope you enjoyed our first half. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. This is the halftime report. Dallas has the edge here at halftime. They have a nice 7-point lead. And Shaq, what did you see from Dallas?
What stood out to me more than anything else was how hard they got after it on the offensive glass. They were keeping possessions alive and converting those rebounds into points. Take away those extra points, they're not in this position, Ernie.
And over to Kenny. How about what you saw from the Magic?
Well, they shot under 40% in the first half. There's your deficit. They missed some open looks, wide open. But overall, I thought the offense was stagnant. Look for their coach to draw up some specific plays to try to jumpstart them in the second half.
So that'll do it for now as we send you courtside with Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K crew for the start of the second half.
All right, the second half beginning in just a moment. Doug McDermott really making a difference here.
Oh, well, they've done a good job of letting the game come to them, and really few forced shots here so far.
And, you know, Greg, I like how they've set the pace. There's a lot of time left in this one, so there's no rush. You don't have to go 70 miles an hour. Keep it at about 45.
And the second half about to start here in just a few moments. The Magic trail by 7. While we've got a moment, let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. And so in the game for the Magic, Fournier and Ross, they're the wings. The big men are Gordon and Vucevic. And it's Mack in at the 1. And the rejection by Noel.
Terrific timing by Noel, utilizing his vertical and hands extremely well in terms of how he blocks shots. One of the things that every great player has to have is a tremendous work ethic, and Harrison Barnes has the reputation of being an outstanding worker. He wants to be special, and he's willing to put the time in to give it a chance to happen.
And Clark, another thing with Barnes, he's very clear-sighted on the areas he needs to improve on.
Yeah, exactly, Kevin. I mean, at times he can be pretty hard on himself. That's part of how you get better. Irrational self-confidence, pretty common in this league. That's not HB, though. I mean, he's more cerebral, and his desire is what balances it all out for him.
Clark, you know we like to reach out to the fans and have them send in questions, so I've got one right now. Here's Alex. In Ohio, of all places, he asks, what sport other than basketball are you best at?
I specialized early, Alex. I was a decent athlete, had good hands, could catch and throw a football pretty well, but didn't like the contact there. Right now, I'm actually just a good workout guy, and I'm trying to become a better than average golfer.
And Ross with the slam.
Putting on a show. Ross can elevate with the best of them.
That was a terrific replay brought to you by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. Smith kicks to Nowitzki, and Aaron Gordon gets the whistle that time. That'll be his second foul of the game. Here's Noel.
Got to find a way to energize themselves, get going. 0 for 3. They're looking for their rhythm right now.
Finally, they get one to drop. That's one of their first 4 here in the third.
Now here's Matt. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game.
Guys, they've had a solid start to the second half offensively. Gotten good looks, and they've made 3 out of 4 of them.
Just over a minute and a half have passed here in the third quarter. And here is Barnes. Scoring-wise, he's definitely making his mark. Right now, he's averaging about 19 points a game. Over Ross. They get the rebound. Nowitzki. Vucevic with the block. Matthews against Fournier. He feeds it to Ross. That misses. Had a chance to tie it there.
Boy, the defense did an awesome job there, Kevin. Big-time work. Really distracting them, throwing off the shot. That's how you do it on D.
Now, here is Smith. 8 points for him. Noel passes to Barnes. Nowitzki a string. From beyond the arc. Barnes with another miss.
It's almost like he's trying to make things hard on himself. You know, he's just got to slow the game down. Try to get some easy ones.
Vucevic a screen on Smith. Here's Mack. Can't tie it up as that one misses. The Mavericks leading. Outside Matthews. No one near Smith as he lets it go. It's good from long range. Smith's got 11.
Well, Smith is both a volume and efficient three-point scorer. I mean, he shoots a lot of them, but he makes a good percentage of them, too.
And Vucevic kicks to Ross. And he drops in the layup off the glass. 6 points for him.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
Now, here is Smith. 11 points in the game. Here's Barnes. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
And Harrison Barnes, just a tremendous athlete at that small forward position. I think his strength enables him to guard up and hold his own against power forwards, and coaches love that versatility.
And that one misses. And Greg, you look at the versatility of Barnes. He can defend, I think, 3 positions.
And that's what the league is all about now. Switching on picks, much more popular. And with an all-around solid defender like Barnes, it doesn't uncover mismatches.
Spates checked in for Orlando. Flalo comes in for Terrence Ross. And the second free throw, good.
And you got to appreciate the overall game of Barnes. He's efficient as a scorer and also works hard at the defensive end.
And Mack kicks to Spates. Down low, deflects the pass. It's stolen by Smith. But they'll get another chance.
There's another opportunity, and everything's going right for these guys.
There's a screen. Defended by Gordon. Pass to Barnes. Shoots over Fournier. Barnes can't get it to go.
Misfires again, and the ball just refuses to cooperate with him. It's a tough day so far.
And the slam dunk by Spates.
And guys, right now, the defense mentally not there. Can't afford too many of those in a close game like this.
Yeah, Jay, you're right. Almost a free run for him there.
Momentum can swing on plays like that, Kevin, especially when the finish has that much thunder on it.
You love it when a big man has those soft hands. Rarely any problem converting that close to the rim.
Now here's Mack, covered by Smith. Aflalo dishes to Spates. Over to the wing. Here's Mack. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
And giving up some height, he just finds a way to carve out a little separation.
Yeah, you know, he doesn't back down from anybody, Greg. Effective at getting the room he wants and then gets his shot off in time.
And the Mavericks with possession here. They've led by as many as 11 points. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Matthews. And a moment here to look at where the shots have been coming from for Dallas.
And guys, really the story for him has been his struggles from mid-range. I mean, some of them have been rushed. Others were just tightly contested. But he has to be a lot smarter on when to pull up or when to look for a teammate going forward in terms of winning this game.
Here's Barnes.
Whoa! Talk about bringing it. And, you know, Barnes is never afraid to go for the rim rock and jam now. A spectacular athlete who doesn't mind showing his stuff.
And a moment here to take a look at some of the hustle stats for the Mavericks.
The activity level defensively, I've really been impressed with. There's been an attack mode on the defensive end.
You know, adding on to that, you look at their block totals tonight, and you see how feisty they've been on the defensive end this game.
Catching up on the changes for Dallas. Dwight Powell's checked in for Noel. Curry comes in for Wesley Matthews. And Barea subbed in for Smith. And the Mavericks ownership amongst the most outspoken and influential in the NBA.
Kevin, that is an understatement on both counts. Outspoken and influential. Their owner is one of the best in sports, I think. The team's success has provided credibility, and with the league becoming more forward-thinking, things starting to swing again in Dallas's way.
Barea with a wide-open look, and the miss, not the best shot selection there. Fournier with the ball, and Curry picks him up defensively. Fournier against Curry. And with that, the Maverick lead is cut down now to just 3 on the bucket from Fournier.
The second he got around the pick and shook his man, it was straight to the bucket for the easy deuce. Very, very well done.
That one drops for him. Barnes has got 6 here in this quarter.
Can't allow Barnes that kind of good position in the post, because once he has it, it's dinner time.
Here's Spates. It's tipped. Follow against Barnes. Outside Curry. Barnes against Aflalo. Barnes with another miss.
His shot's just, it's not there right now. With his team leading, perhaps, you know, let's focus on some other areas of the game.
Spates with a screen on Barea. The kick out to Spates. Spates missing again.
And, you know, Kevin, that's what they want. An uncontested look from the perimeter. Sadly, they came up short on that possession. Boy, that's a really nice feed by J.J. Barea.
The Magic trail by 7. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Spates sets a screen. Here's Fournier, and Curry pulls it down.
And you know what? You can't get a better screen. Frees him up beautifully, but he just fails to capitalize.
Clearly a frustrating missed opportunity there. Perfect screen, got him the space he needed, but he bricked it.
Here's Mack. Harrison Barnes picking up that last basket. Mack, the pass to Spates. Now here's Fournier. 7 points in the game. Nice fake, but the layup off the mark.
And they hold a huge advantage on the backboard.
Greg, and that's been the key to this league. I mean, they've really dominated the glass.
Now here's Barea. He gives a bit of a scoring lift to the team, averaging 8 points a game. And here's Barnes for 3, and he's good on the 3-ball. And now it's a 12-point Maverick lead. Time called here. The Magic decide to talk it over. And when you look at this Magic team with their talent, what should their identity be?
Well, I think it should be up-tempo, defensive-oriented. They've got really good athletes, and defending at a high level with that kind of athleticism is doable, and I think would lead to easier offense. And that's what I think they have to foundation themselves on.
And the Mavericks making a change here. McDermott's checked in. Jonathan Simmons is checked in for the Magic. Augustine comes in for Mack. Offensive rebound. Spates. No good, unable to end this run.
And so far this quarter, he's been a little off on his game.
Just a touch. I mean, it seems like he's forcing shots a little bit to me, Greg. Not playing his game right now, and with every miss, the pressure intensifies.
Now here's Aflalo. He's got 5. Inside. Spates kicks to Aflalo. Shoots over McDermott. Shot is good, and the Mavericks lead is cut down to just 10 points on the bucket from Aflalo. Dallas has gone 2 of 5 with the 3-point shot since coming out of the break. Powell with the screen. Here's Barea. It's deflected.
What a wingspan Isaac has. I mean, this guy is incredible at denying shots, and he loves to do it.
Well, I like that he shows no hesitation there.
Well, that's as easy as it gets, quite honestly. Riding solo and coasting all the way to the rack. No simpler than that.
Some nice passing here by Dallas. Kicks it to Barea. Here's McDermott. 9 points in the game so far. Lock at 6. There's a good screen. Over Aflalo. Hits the front of the rim and out.
The right thing there to stay that tight on him and really try to keep him out of his comfort zone.
Here's Simmons. Knocked loose. And Augustine kicks to Simmons. Spates sets a screen. Aflalo outside. The Magic need to get a shot off here. A 3 from Simmons. Out of bounds. Dallas takes possession.
A chance here to take a look at where the Mavericks rank in the NBA currently.
And call me crazy, but I really believe turnovers are one of those game-changing stats. Their ability to avoid those miscues and make the right play consistently has been tremendously important.
Curry kicks to Barea. Powell with the screen. From outside the arc. Buries it from 3-point range. Powell's got 5 now.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
Yeah, that's a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yeah, he was on the money, that's no doubt. Here's Isaac. The stupendous finish in traffic.
And Isaac really a big-time player on the interior. When he's near the basket, he's looking to score the ball.
Now McDermott. 9 points in the game so far. Powell with the screen. Now here's McDermott. Not a lot of room. Up top, Barea. Guarded by Augustine. They set the screen. The second chance effort. Spates with the block. And it's Simmons. That time on the assist by Augustine. Simmons got his second bucket of the night.
Yeah, nice vision from the little fella there. Augustine making it easy for his teammates by finding the open man.
6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And now, here comes Augustine leading the break. That's tipped. They recover it. No good from Spates.
Oh, great effort there. That's how you defend the paint.
Exactly. Can't play it any better than that, Greg.
The third quarter comes to a close. Mavericks lead by 7. And we'll get going after this from the American Airlines Center. And meanwhile, Frank Vogel talking to his team.
Shrink the floor. When you're on the ball or closing out, close out faster.
Okay, take away their airspace and then contain their drive.
And that's the catch-22 there. Frank Vogel wanting better perimeter defense, but also wanting to limit forays to the hoop.
Yeah, and it takes tremendous discipline to do that. Don't leave your feet, don't reach, and everyone help each other defensively.
Hello and thanks for joining us, folks. The fourth quarter of play getting started. Smith Jr. and Curry paired at the 1 and the 2. Doug McDermott is out there with Nowitzki, and it's Powell in at the 5. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas.
And that's where Ross has been most efficient, reining it off the catch. Love it.
To the left side wing. Nowitzki kicks to Powell. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation.
That's only the first turnover, guys. He's been safe as an option for them at the offensive end.
And the Mavericks with some changes. Nerlens Noel comes in for Dwight Powell. And it's Matthews in for Seth Curry. Smith against Augustine. There's Gordon with the 3. And it's Noel with the rebound. Noel's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Ross with the steal. And they're pushing it up. Augustine from outside, from beyond the arc, and then some.
Yeah, and Augustine continues to get it done from deep, Kevin. A consistent 3-ball shooter who gets his shot up in a hurry.
Smith kicks to McDermott. Smith dishes to Noel. It's hauled in by the Magic. Vucevic has got double-digit rebounds now in the game. And it's Gordon missing. The Mavericks leading. And now the fast break. Matthews with the ball over Simmons. And Matthews gets it to go.
And Matthews streaks down the floor. Fantastic score in the open court. He can get to the rim or hurt you with the 3.
And Augustine kicks to Vucevic. The drive by Gordon. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. Dirk Nowitzki picks up that. And Dirk Nowitzki, what a career. 6th all-time in NBA scoring.
This season, he'll have a chance to pass the great Wilt Chamberlain for 5th on the list. And when you talk about points scored with a single team, well, he's 2nd only to Kobe Bryant, the Mamba.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one misses. And head coach Rick Carlisle approaching a decade with the Dallas Mavericks. And he doesn't seem to be going anywhere.
Yeah, and you know, that's really remarkable in a profession marked by turnover. He's pretty much anchored in there. The Mavs organization smart enough to recognize they've got one of the best in the business in the NBA, but I would even say one of the best coaches in all of pro sports.
Only down 2 now, but that miss might come back to haunt you. If they don't get a stop, it's back to a 2-possession game.
And there's the foul. It'll go on Shelvin Mack. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. 2nd minute off the clock now in the 4th. There's a screen by Noel. Smith. And the shot falls short this time.
And low percentage look on that one. Not sure what he was thinking.
I agree with you. Not a good shot, not good offense. They can get a much better look than that, but they're going to need to be patient to do so.
And how about the grit and determination in the post? I mean, essential qualities to have late in a close game.
Now here's Matthews. Smith outside. Sinks the triple. And the Mavericks lead by 3.
Yeah, I like seeing Smith catch and fire. I mean, he's really good at getting in the lane off the dribble, but when he can catch and fire, that's even better.
And Mack kicks to Vucevic. He dishes it to Ross. Shot clock at 6. In the corner, Simmons with it. Tipped away. Fires from the wing. But they get it back. Second shot opportunity, and Vucevic with the layup.
Quite honestly, Vucevic is one of the most aggressive and best rebounders in the association.
There's the pass to McDermott. Nowitzki outside. Matthews against Simmons. And Matthews kicks to Nowitzki. And here we go with the Magic fast break. And the rejection by Noel. Fourth quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by. Smith for three. It's hauled in by the Magic. Ross with it. Here's Gordon, and then Gordon with the dunk.
Ross has earned his reputation as a team-first guy. Excellent at distributing the ball.
The Mavericks have gone just 33% from the field in the fourth quarter so far. They are 2 of 6. Nowitzki a screen. Smith the pass to Nowitzki. No good on the three. The Magic have gone 5 for 9 from the field in the final quarter so far. Here's Gordon. Gordon with another miss. The Mavericks trailing. Smith outside. There's a screen by Noel. Nowitzki dishes to Noel. Shoots over Vucevic. And it's Noel missing.
Boy, they ran the offense well to get this look. Even though he missed it, I think they liked the shot.
And Simmons kicks to Gordon. And he elevates for the slam dunk. Dirk Nowitzki did not like that.
Aaron Gordon is no pushover. Far from it. I mean, with the ability to knock down shots despite contact, this young fella's impressive.
And a moment now to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from here for the Magic.
Well, I got to say, one thing that stuck out all game is the consistent penetration they've got.
Yeah, but also, they haven't missed a beat in terms of their fast break game. That's been equally as effective all night long.
Barnes, he's checked in for Dallas.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
Free throw no good from Gordon.
You know, Nowitzki, who's been a Hall of Fame player throughout his career, had an Achilles injury last year, and there was some question as to whether or not he would retire. Nice to see him back in action for one more season.
And Ross with the slam.
And that's a case where the deceptive strength that Ross has helps him score over the defense. You can't afford to take this guy lightly.
Now here is Smith. Matthews passes to Noel. And Matthews kicks to Smith. Will it go? And it's blocked by Gordon. Ross with a wide open look. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. Ross has got 9 points in the quarter. And Nowitzki had said his goal was to make it an even 20 years playing in the NBA, Clark.
And Kevin, here he is, season 20, after all he's accomplished and all this time, to see him still playing and still contributing at a very high level, really remarkable.
And stolen by Fournier.
Yeah, they've gotten careless, Kevin, no doubt about it, with their turnovers in the second half.
And you can sense they're starting to take charge here.
You know, they seem to be on the same page out there, Greg. I mean, definitely the momentum is with them.
Now here is Smith. Nowitzki a screen. Again, the miss by the Mavericks.
Yeah, really frustrating right now. They just can't seem to stem the tide here.
Yeah, you know, it's one of those days. Sometimes you're the windshield, sometimes you're the bug. Sometimes it's just not working for you.
Mavericks trail by 9. Barnes kicks to Matthews. Again, the miss by the Mavericks. Orlando's gone 2 or 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. To the inside. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. Here's Barnes, and it's blocked by Gordon. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
And, you know, with his athleticism, you like to see Ross attacking the defense like that.
Shooting 2.
And the first one drops. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. And the Mavericks call time here.
He's forcing shots offensively, hurting his team in the process. He needs to trust his teammates more.
And now we've got a moment for our Jordan player of the game, Nikola Vucevic.
And he's put on a terrific show of skill in the paint. A combination of moves, footwork, and that soft touch down low. It's all added up to one dominant performance for the big fella.
I don't know if they expected him to have this much of an impact, but the timing couldn't have been better. They dropped 2 straight leading into this one and did not want to lose 3 in a row. From the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, during the break, I listened in on Rick Carlisle's huddle. He was not happy with their shot selection, and he let them know about it. He said, we're taking low percentage shots, guys. Space the floor, make the extra pass, and work for those shots in the flow of the offense. Stay with the plan. We'll see if they can get it going.
Thank you, David. Smith outside.
And Vucevic is really good at using his quick hands on defense, not making anything easy for scores.
Mack dishes to Gordon. Good, and the nice assist from Mack. Mack's got 10 assists here tonight. So active.
Yeah, it seems like they found their rhythm offensively, and they're shooting the ball much better out of the break.
Hey, I don't know if it was changing baskets or what, guys, but they clearly look a lot better offensively.
Ross passes to Gordon. Ross kicks to Gordon. Magic moving the ball around. Here's Mack. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. It's going to be on Nerlens Noel.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give him any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without fouling.
Shooting 2.
And he knocks down the first one. Mavericks making a switch here. Curry's checked in. And Mack drops them both. And here's Smith. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
So many great point guards in this year's draft. Greg, what stands out to you about North Carolina State's Dennis Smith?
Well, I think he's the best athlete of them all. A terror off the bounce, great toughness, and he's drawn some comparison to Stevie Francis when you talk about his bounce and physicality.
2.
Free throw good, Smith.
And when you look at Dennis Smith Jr., you aren't blown away by the physicality at first, but he's incredibly gifted for a player his size. Great speed and quickness to blow by defenders.
And he can't hit the second. And with Dennis Smith, it isn't just burst of speed, it's his play in the open floor and Greg running end to end, which is phenomenal.
Yeah, he also just jumps and finishes at the rim like a shooting guard. He's only probably 6'2", 6'3", but he gets up in the air like a wing player. He's a lot like Derrick Rose was when he burst on the scene.
And so it's Dallas with it. After the Magic pick up 2. Nowitzki dishes to Barnes. Dallas no good that time either. Magic leading by 16. Here's Fournier. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. Clark, the current era is so connected to fans through social media. Just how much has that changed the NBA, do you think?
I don't think it's just changed the NBA. It's changed our society and culture at large, and it's here to stay. I just like to see people productively and fruitfully use social media, and I would like to see less of the vitriol and hatred that is afforded for people to hide behind with their negative comments.
And so Fournier nails both of them.
Out of France, the sharp shooting Fournier, an important player to this team because of his scoring ability.
There's a screen by Noel. Barnes passes to Smith, and it's slammed in by Smith.
Such a strong finisher for a floor general.
He was up high, and he came down hard. Exquisitely done.
That's the uncanny ability he has, to find a teammate for an easy basket or get one himself.
Now here's Barnes. Feeds it to Curry. Back to Barnes. Pass to Nowitzki. Smith kicks to Barnes. Shades over Fournier. That's good from Barnes on the assist by Smith. 17 points for Harrison Barnes. The Magic leading by 14. Here's Mack. And yes, it's good. And that's a double-double for him now. 10 points and 10 assists. Dallas shooting 33% for the night. That's a big thorn in their side right now. Dallas calls timeout.
Yeah, he's got to make some adjustments here. Just too easy to score in the lane against them right now.
Yeah, there's no reason why they should be scoring at will down there easily as they have. I mean, they've got to be more aggressive inside.
There's the pick. There's a screen by Noel. Smith outside. 6 on the shot clock. Elbow shot. It's hauled in by the Magic. Vucevic has got his 16th rebound on the night. Orlando's gotten off 4 3-pointers in the final quarter, and 2 of them have fallen. Vucevic a screen on Smith. Here's Gordon. And it's Noel with the rebound. Mavericks trail by 16. Here's Curry. Mack grabs the miss. Mack's got 4 rebounds in this game. Gordon. Mavericks with the rebound. Noel's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. Drops in the tray.
And you can see the play calling this half. Another one from distance.
Well, they're dialed in, locked and loaded from outside the arc. It's all about the triple so far.
And tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for Orlando.
In the end, they had a better shooting percentage, and that's what made the difference. Sometimes, you know, things go your way. The other team wasn't catching many lucky breaks themselves.
Yeah, and Kevin, not all about luck. I thought their overall shot selection was better.
And so this will mark the 15th win of the year for them.
And looking at the trajectory of the season, this is the first of 2 meetings on the year. So this will be a solid win to go up 1-0 in the season series here against the Mavericks.
And a lot of players tonight helped contribute to this performance, but in particular, a real good game it was for Vucevic.
Boy, I liked how he mixed it up on the glass. Wasn't afraid to get in there and do the dirty work. Showed some real grit and toughness tonight. He played his college basketball at Duke. Seth Curry has really emerged as a solid NBA player, even though he was undrafted. A combo guard, he makes shots, and he makes plays.
And Seth Curry, much more of a shooter than he is a passer.
We'll see if he can make the transition to point guard that his brother did. I mean, in the meantime, his 6'2" height leaves him something of a disadvantage against bigger shooting guards. But I tell you what, This young man is impressed with his ability to be a solid NBA guard.
And both free throws good for Curry. Well, Orlando shooting 57% in this fourth quarter. Now here's Matt. He kicks to Vucevic. Shot number 12 goes in. He's made 7 of 12 now.
Yeah, with this lead, that's probably going to do it. Fans heading for the exits.
And, Greg, you know how hard it is to win on the road, but they seem to have this one firmly in control and have been very impressive today.
So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Spates checked in for Vucevic. Isaac comes in for Aaron Gordon. Aaron Aflalo, he's checked in for Fournier. And DJ Augustine subbed in for Shelvin Mack. Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Augustine against Barea. The dish now to Ross. The tray. It's rebounded by Dallas. And stolen by Aflalo. From about 16. And he tries off the glass, but it's no good. Here's Barea. From deep. No good. And so it's Orlando taking this one by a big margin. And in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, G, a pretty hostile environment.
It really was. You know, it's never going to be easy on the road, but they didn't have too many problems with that tonight.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. With Evan Fournier. Hey, Evan, does a win like tonight's against this kind of competition show you how far you've come as a team?
Yeah, sure. You know, we obviously showing progress. But we want to be a very good team. We are very ambitious.
Nothing wrong with a little ambition, Evan. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. See you later.